Remember in 2019 when we were like, this finale was trash, we'll never watch another show from the Game of Thrones universe again? Yeah, same. And now we're out here planning our entire weekend around watching HBO's House of the Dragon on Friday night. Life really is unpredictable, but don't get too attached to the characters because some of them are being fully recast midway through the season. Whom and why, you may ask? First things first, why are the actors recast in the first place? Well folks, life isn't always a bed of roses, and we don't always get to see our favorite actors throughout all seasons of a show. Due to many uncertainties of the showbiz industry, actors are being recast and replaced all the time. HBO's House of the Dragon is taking a substantial risk by leaping forward through time to the point where it'll need to recast many of its young actors, given the age they're supposed to be as the story progresses through a total of 28 years. The thing is, older actors can be aged up in the future or aged down accordingly, but sadly that is not always the case for younger actors. Let's see it this way: the show is progressing through time. Well, we're confident that 22-year-old Millie Alcock can definitely play a younger version of Rhaenyra, around aged 15 to 18 if you're leaping a decade forward. We don't think it's possible to age her up enough to avoid recasting with someone like Emma Darcy, who is 30 and can play a range closer to that age. And for the much younger characters like Lyanna Velaryon, it's literally impossible. So the producers have no choice but to recast. Let's cut to the chase. Which of our favorite actors do we have to say goodbye to? We know it's only been 2 episodes, but we've already had plenty of time to get used to the actors playing the main roles, and boy, it's going to be hard to let them go. There's Matt Smith as the cunning Daemon Targaryen, Paddy Considine as the wise but messed up King Viserys, and Millie Alcock as fiery Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen. Well, the dreaded news for many is that some of those characters are set to be replaced with other actors as the series makes a great leap forward in time. There are 4 actors that are being recast entirely, including the series' flagship actress Millie Alcock, who has done such an incredible job as Rhaenyra and has no doubt a brilliant future ahead of her. Emma Darcy will be replacing her. Alicent Hightower, played by Emily Carey, will be replaced by Olivia Cook. Lena has been played by Nova Foelis-Mose now, but as an adult, she'll be replaced with Nana Blondell. Laenor has so far been played by Theo Tate, but John McMillan will take over soon. We think the show is going to really feel the blow of losing Millie Alcock, though the irony is we've been looking forward to seeing Olivia Cook join the show. Nothing against Emily Carey, we've just been a Cook fan since her Bates Motel days. What's more, HBO has already released a photo of Olivia and Emma in action, and honestly the resemblance to their predecessors is unreal. Okay, so when exactly will the recasting take place? Unfortunately, it's going to happen sooner than you expected. The recasting is supposed to occur between episodes 5 and 6, when there's a decade-long time jump, though it's possible that the old actors are still seen in flashbacks in the future. According to the creators of the show, the decision to replace the characters was made early on. Co-creator Ryan Condal told Insider that he thinks the recasting will work since he's watched it a bunch of times. He further added that the people that are truly children in this are the ones that get recast, and the people that are already adults when we meet them, they age them up through hair and makeup, and sometimes the actors change their voice. Recasting does make a lot of sense, since King Viserys just announced his desire to marry Alicent Hightower in the last episode. There have potentially been romantic scenes between the 19-year-old Carrie and the 48-year-old Considine, which might have been hella awkward. Speaking of which, the less we discuss that scene between Viserys and Lena, the better. The actors that are being recast, do they have anything to say? The actors who are to be replaced obviously haven't been able to say much about their replacement, but at the junket, Alcock said that they don't know what they can and can't say, but they didn't work with Liv, Olivia Cook, and Emma Darcy at all. Carrie added that we'll see plenty of them. Not sure what this means, but let's hope things clear out for us in the future and we get to hear what they really think about this. So what's now in store for House of the Dragon's future? Talk about letting things flow the way they want to. Unfortunately, the long-term plan for House of the Dragon is still undecided, and how exactly the storyline will go about is still in the works. The show has already been picked up for season 2 by HBO, and it was mentioned in the past that this could end up being a Targaryen anthology, going forward or backward in time, and if it did that, it would mean an entirely new cast in later episodes. Not really sure how that'd be received, but we'll see where we end up as the first season comes to a conclusion. Since we clearly moved through time a lot. Given what we know about how all these characters are aging, we'll have to wait and see what the creators have in store for us. And whatever it is, we're sure it's going to keep us hooked to our TV screens. Moving on to other news, House of the Dragon's Millie Alcock was told not to meet her fellow Rhaenyra. In the first few episodes of House of the Dragon, Rhaenyra Targaryen has been played by young Australian actress Millie Alcock. Later in the series, star Emma Darcy will take over the role, playing an older version of the character. However, Alcock recently revealed that the show's director, Miguel Sapochnik, insisted that she didn't meet Darcy before filming to discuss how they were each planning to portray the role. Alcock told The Hollywood Reporter that she and Emma did plan to meet up and have a meeting with director Miguel Sapochnik and discuss Rhaenyra's advancement as a character, but Miguel didn't want them to meet, which was really interesting. So they never had that discussion. Miguel was like, "Just trust that you both have it." I think he was aware we would be trying to mimic each other. Rhaenyra isn't the only character who is set to age up later in the series. There are many others as well, and we can't wait to find out. Mixed reactions welcome Game of Thrones spin-off show House of the Dragon. Were you also underwhelmed after seeing the finale of the Game of Thrones and are excited to know how its prequel is doing? Let's find out. The highly anticipated HBO series Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon, received commendatory reviews from many television critics, but it still has plenty to prove to others. The show returns audiences to George R.R. Martin's fantasy world for a series centered on the deadly civil war within House Targaryen. With a 76% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 124 of 164 reviews applauded the new series. Los Angeles Times' Lorraine Alley said the spin-off recaptures the power, grandeur of the original. Alley added that this fresh chapter in the saga of the Seven Kingdoms is reverse-engineered to feed into narratives and family trees that are familiar to the devotees of Game of Thrones. On the other spectrum of this poll, Entertainment Weekly's Darren Franich described the opening scene as the blandest possible orientation, epic fantasy for dummies, and further went on to say that the good news is that the beginning is the worst part. When it comes to characters, plot, and overall quality, other critics had similar qualms with the series not living up to the original Game of Thrones. CNN's Brian Lowry wrote that there are plenty of dragons, but it doesn't produce the sort of character that defined and elevated its predecessor to prestige TV royalty. Not the most positive of reviews, but we hope the creators are able to change the critics' opinion in the episodes to come. Co-showrunner Miguel Sapochnik of House of the Dragon quits 2 weeks after the premiere. Imagine being a showrunner, successfully launching the biggest premiere for an original series in HBO history, yet still choosing to quit. That was our reaction when we heard the news of House of the Dragon's co-showrunner Miguel Sapochnik's departure, as viewership has only risen since the premiere. Sapochnik told The Hollywood Reporter that working within the Thrones universe for the past few years had been an honor and a privilege. He was very proud of what they'd accomplished with season 1 and overjoyed by the enthusiastic reaction of their viewers. He added it was a tough decision to move on, but he knows that it's the right choice for him personally and professionally. Despite Sapochnik leaving, we're sure the show is still in good hands, and we can't wait for what's yet to come. That's it for now. Do like, subscribe, and leave a comment. See you next time, and